In the quiet hum of our digital lives, a new current is flowing, silent but powerful. It's the current of artificial intelligence, and it's reshaping our world in ways we are only just beginning to understand. We talk about its wonders, its efficiency, its potential to solve humanity's greatest problems. But what about its shadows? What about the subtle ways it can distort our perception of reality? Imagine scrolling through your feed. You see an image, a story, a piece of news that looks utterly real. It evokes a strong emotion, anger, surprise, validation. But it isn't real. It was crafted by an algorithm, designed to be indistinguishable from truth. This isn't science fiction anymore. AI-generated fake news has become so sophisticated that discerning fact from fiction is like trying to find a single grain of sand on an endless beach. The lines are not just blurred, they are dissolving. And here's where our own minds can become our biggest vulnerability. We all have something called confirmation bias. It's that comforting, subconscious tendency to favor information that confirms what we already believe. It's a mental shortcut. When an AI generates a falsehood that aligns perfectly with our existing worldview, our brain doesn't just accept it. It embraces Italiano. The algorithm feeds our bias, and our bias validates the algorithm's creation. It's a closed loop, a perfect feedback system where fiction solidifies into our personal truth. It's a subtle form of cognitive capture. This isn't a harmless game of digital make-believe. The constant exposure to a stream of curated misinformation, designed to provoke and polarize, takes a toll. It can breed a low-level, persistent anxiety, a feeling that the world is more chaotic and threatening than it actually is. More than that, it can slowly, almost imperceptibly, alter our political beliefs, our social attitudes, our trust in institutions, and even our trust in each other. When we can't agree on basic facts, how can we build a shared future? We become islands of belief, drifting further apart in an ocean of algorithmically generated noise. The risk goes even deeper. The AI systems creating this content aren't neutral observers. They learn from the vast, messy, and often biased data we have fed them. They inherit our prejudices, our historical blind spots, our societal inequalities. An AI trained on a biased internet will produce biased outputs. It will reinforce stereotypes, amplify marginalizing narratives, and subtly skew our understanding of the world. Over time, this digital distortion doesn't just reflect human beliefs, it actively shapes them, creating a distorted mirror that we mistake for a clear window. Our collective knowledge becomes subtly warped, our cultural memory edited by code. So, what do? We can't simply unplug. This technology is already woven into the fabric of our lives. The path forward begins with awareness, with education. We have a profound responsibility to teach the next generation and ourselves, not just how to use these tools, but how to think critically about them. We need to cultivate a new kind of literacy. AI literacy. This means understanding the basics of how these systems work, recognizing their potential for bias, and developing the skills to question and verify the information they present. It's about teaching our children to be discerning digital citizens, not just passive consumers. This education must be part of a larger conversation. Building a future with AI requires more than just smart coders. It requires wise architects. We urgently need to establish robust ethical frameworks for the development and deployment of artificial intelligence. These aren't just technical guidelines, they are moral compasses. They must prioritize human well-being, transparency, and accountability. We need developers, ethicists, sociologists, and policymakers working together to embed our deepest truth, empathy into the very code that will shape our future. We must ask, not only can we build this, but should we? And how do we build it responsibly? This isn't about fearing technology. It's about respecting its power. It's about consciously choosing the kind of world we want to live in. A world where technology serves human connection, not division. Where it enhances our intelligence, not exploits our vulnerabilities. Where it helps us see the world and each other with greater clarity, not less. The challenge is immense, but our capacity for thoughtful, collective action is greater. This is the conversation of our time, and it requires all of us at the table. Thank you for spending this time with me, thinking through these important questions. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing to continue the conversation. Let's stay curious, stay critical, and stay connected.